Today, I want to talk with you about travel insurance. Is it really needed or it's a waste of money? Whether you're traveling on vacation to Europe, Mexico, or have relatives visiting you in the United States, it is good to know how travel medical insurance will help you avoid paying big bucks for unexpected medical expenses during the trip. In this video, I will cover frequently asked questions about travel medical insurance, such as how much does it cost, where to buy, what kind of plan is the best, how to find doctors, hospitals in network with the travel medical insurance plans. I will also give you step-by-step instructions on how to use the insurance to get the most benefits and give you tips on what to avoid when shopping for health insurance online. We will also look at a side-by-side comparison of a few travel insurance plans, and I will explain in detail the coverage, the restrictions. I will post a link under this video where you can compare various plans and purchase a travel insurance plan. If you have a specific question that is not covered in this video, please comment below or reach out to me directly and I will help. I'm an insurance agent and I know a thing or two about insurance. Before we begin, let me tell you this. The cost of travel insurance is relatively low, and in most cases it makes sense to pay a little money for protections that you can get while traveling to a new country. Some countries actually require travelers to purchase travel insurance. In any case, the cost should not be the reason preventing you from obtaining travel insurance, as the protections from certain financial risks and losses that can occur while traveling outweigh the small fee you pay for this sort of insurance. Travel insurance is not expensive. The losses can be minor, like delayed luggage or last-minute trip cancellation, or it could be quite major, like a medical emergency overseas. You can compare travel medical insurance plans on my website. I work with many companies, so there are plenty of options. If you're shopping for travel insurance, it is very important to understand from the start, what are you protecting? Is it the risk of paying big bucks for medical care in a foreign country, or you just want to be reimbursed the money you paid for your air ticket or hotel? Keep in mind that these are two different things, and if you only want to get your money back for your vacation costs, don't even bother with buying insurance. You can either use the credit card to buy the package and get reimbursed through the credit card company, or buy the insurance directly from the travel agency at the same time you buy the tickets. But if your goal is to cover bigger risks and costs related to the medical care in a foreign country, then keep watching. I will tell you all about that. Here are a few things you should know about travel insurance. Benefits vary by plan. It's important to choose a plan that fits your needs, your budget, and your travel plans, and I recommend comprehensive travel medical insurance plans. Travel insurance can't cover every possible situation. Insurance companies offer named perils travel insurance, which means it covers only the specific situations, events, and losses included in your plan documents, and only under the conditions described. So if you're planning to go ski in the Alps, make sure that your insurance company specifically covers this activity. Travel insurance is designed to cover unexpected events, not things you could easily see coming or things within your control. If, for example, you wait to buy insurance for your beach trip until after a named hurricane is hustling toward your destination, your losses won't be covered. The same thing goes for health issues. If you try to purchase travel medical insurance after you had an accident and broke a bone or something, you may not benefit from insurance, as this could be excluded because the accident happened before you bought insurance. The same applies for pre-existing conditions. You have to be careful and read the details of the policy, as there are exclusions for those who have chronic conditions. Treatment for the pre-existing condition might be excluded, but the acute onset of pre-existing condition might be covered. So make sure you understand what this means. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. Also, travel medical insurance covers medical emergencies. If you're buying insurance so you can see a doctor in another country to get diagnosis, treatment, or a second opinion, this won't be covered. Let's take a look at a side-by-side comparison of a few travel medical insurance plans, and this comparison will help us answer such questions as how much does the travel insurance cost, what is the deductible and how does it work, what is covered and what is excluded from the travel medical insurance, how to find medical care in network with your insurance company, and how to get reimbursed in case of a claim. Okay, so let's go ahead and run a quote. Let's just say that we need visitors insurance for the United States, and the person is traveling tomorrow, arriving tomorrow, for example, until June 20. So for 1 month, the person is 40 years old, citizenship, I don't know, let's just say Belgium, mailing address California. We want a coverage of 100,000 at least for the United States. We want coverage USA and during travel, and it's yet to arrive. The person arrives tomorrow. Okay, so let's get some quotes. And there are fixed coverage plans, but we will skip those. For the United States, those are not really a good option. Let's just select 2 plans. Let's just go with these 2 guys and compare it side by side. Okay, so as you can see, we are comparing 2 plans, very, very similar. Both are comprehensive, both are PPO, 100K maximum, but we can update, we can change that if we want. The coverage is listed here. It's very easy to navigate and see what's covered, what's not. So a physician visit will be covered to policy maximum in both cases. Urgent care would be covered. There is a small copay unless you have selected 0 deductible, which we did for this plan. So if you go to urgent care with any of these plans, you pay nothing. Emergency room visit will be covered up to the maximum, and there is an extra $200 copay for emergency, and then $250 with Patriot. Prescription medication will be covered with certain limits, and as you can see, the diagnosis, outpatient surgery, anesthesia, assistant surgeon will be covered to the policy maximum, and then here there is a limitation, so definitely you would have to refer to that. Wellness visit will be covered by Safe Travels. There is a $75 copay. Patriot won't cover it because wellness visits are not really the ones that should be covered by travel insurance. It is beyond the scope of this insurance anyways. Next, we move to medical inpatient care. So as you can see, most of the procedures would be covered up to the maximum. Again, take a look here at the exclusion. So medical treatment. So there are limits. This has a 90-day benefit period. And then we would look at this one covers emergency eye exam, right? Medical equipment. So hazardous sports is not necessarily included in this insurance, but there is a rider that you can add. So if you're planning to do extreme sports, or definitely consider adding that rider, because a typical policy will not cover it. Local ambulance will be covered to the policy maximum, but I always tell my clients, unless there is a life-threatening emergency, don't really call the ambulance, because that's a waste of resources, and if it's not an emergency, you might have to pay big bucks for that. Maternity coverage is typically excluded, but there is this emergency medical treatment of pregnancy, and it covers up to $1,000 with Safe Travels. But otherwise, everything that's related to having a baby in the United States will not be covered by these plans. The Safe Travels also covers limited, but they do cover up to $2,500 of mental nervous disorder or substance abuse. Physical therapy when needed. It's not elective, but if there is an accident and physical therapy is needed, it will be covered. And as we can see here, would be $50 per day, maximum for 10 days. With Safe Travels, Patriot will cover to the maximum. And this is a very good, something that I really want to address is the network. So Safe Travels would work with First Health PPO. Patriot America works with United Healthcare PPO. So we can definitely take a look at these networks. I want to go through the benefits and we will come back and I'll show you how to search for a doctor in one of these networks. And it shows that there is coverage outside of the United States as well. Pre-existing condition, that's something that has limitations. So up to age 70, there are less restrictions, but once the person is older than 70 years old, then all these pre-existing conditions kick in and the policy won't cover after a certain amount. So if that's a concern, definitely we will have to take a detailed look at the contract or the summary of benefits. There is COVID treatment included in both plans. The testing will not be included because that's preventative, but if the person gets sick while traveling with COVID, that would be included. There is a little bit of coverage for dental insurance, not too much, up to $250 or $300. So for minor fixes, so don't expect a good dental coverage on these plans. And this also includes travel delays, trip cancellation, interruption, loss of luggage, and so on. So there's like a little bit of coverage for these items. And it's a little life insurance is embedded in these plans as well. So depending on the circumstances, there is coverage. So that's it in short. For short, with these plans, obviously, you may want to look at the details of the contract before you purchase. But as I said earlier, let's just take a look at the PPO network, right? So let's just look at United Healthcare, for example. And you would see that you can search for both United and First Health. Let's just go with this, guys. Let's search for a doctor network. Okay, let's do this one. So what do we want to search? Let's say we are looking for a doctor in San Jose, California. Oh, it's giving me. Okay, let's 95. Let's change the zip code. Let's change location. Let's say San Jose, California. Oh, no, California. Here you go. Update location. So, okay. So we can search for certain doctors, medical groups. I want to search for hospitals within 50 miles. Hospitals. Okay. There we go. It took me a while to filter it, but here we are. So there are about 49 facilities in San Jose within 50 miles. So that there's a lot. There are all this kind of hospitals, El Camino, Good Samaritan, Washington, Whistle Packard, Stanford. Okay, yeah. So there are a bunch of hospitals, and then you can
narrow down, and if you want to search for providers instead, then you would just write in either the name of the provider or the specialty, and you can locate them here. And so going back to the plans, as I say, it's pretty affordable. It's about $120 a month, $115 for Patriot, very, very close in pricing. And the coverage is pretty similar as well. And that's for a 40-year-old for 1 month, right? And there are options to include this as a family policy. So when we get the quote, we can get that. That's in short. I mean, obviously we can talk about all this in more details and take a look at the contract, but for the purpose of this video, I just wanted to do an overview, and if there is a specific question, obviously you can reach out to me and I'll be glad to explain in more detail.